Los Angeles is the gang capital of the world. But while the media almost always shows us black and Latino faces, almost every group of people in LA have produced gangs. From white skateboard girl gangs stabbing each other in Venice Beach over skateboard turf, to methamphetamine-fueled white supremacist gangs slithering through the suburban underbelly, the Koreans, the Cambodians, the Hmong, and the highly organized Armenian power. But recently, a new set of gangs have been uncovered, made up of the very people in charge of protecting society from crime. They have names like the 3000 Boys and the Linwood Vikings, and they're part of what a lot of other gang members in the city refer to as the biggest gang in the city, the police, meaning the LAPD and the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Here's a quick overview of some of the gangs or cliques that are suspected to be operating in the LAPD or LA Sheriff's Department. And for those of you not from LA, or those of you from LA who don't know this, let me preface this by telling you that head of the LA Sheriff's Department, Lee Baca, is currently in federal prison, along with his undersheriff, Paul Tanaka, because the FBI came to the LA County Jail to investigate various conditions. Lee Baca and his staff obstructed justice. They wouldn't let the FBI investigate. And in fact, they were so stupid, one of them threatened an FBI agent. As we're talking about these gangs within the sheriff's and LAPD ranks, remember that the last county sheriff is in federal prison right now, lest you doubt the veracity of this. So I mentioned Lee Baca's second in command, Paul Tanaka. Well, Paul Tanaka was a cop at the Linwood substation of the Sheriff's Department back in the 80s, and he shot and killed a Korean motorist under suspicious circumstances. Tanaka is Japanese-American. Now, $1 million settlement was eventually paid out, and then after the LA riots, there was more stuff that came out about Linwood. There was a certain part of Linwood, there was a map drawn in the police station in the shape of Africa. I don't know if that meant that's where the predominantly African-American population was. There was some talk that if you shot a black man, possibly they were getting special tattoos. Now, the first police gang that was uncovered, I guess there was a newspaper article, was way back in 1971, the Little Devils, who operated out of the East LA Sheriff's Station. Others followed with names like the Regulators, the Grim Reapers, the Rattlesnakes, and the Jump Out Boys. The first time these police gangs or cliques really hit the radar of the media and, more importantly, of the criminal justice system was in the mid-'80s. A federal judge found that the officers at the Linwood substation, where Paul Tanaka, Lee Baca is currently incarcerated undersheriff, served and shot a Korean-American motorist under suspicious circumstances. The federal judge found that there was a gang called the Linwood Vikings that had, the gang members all had Viking tattoos on them, and if they had shot somebody, they got to have 998 tattooed in the Viking, which is LA, I guess, police scanner code for officer-involved shooting. Aryan or neo-Nazi overtones, though Paul Tanaka was in it, he's Japanese, and I saw one picture, it looked like there was a black cop in it. So, you know, there's the racism, and then when you're wearing the blue uniform, you're kind of a part of that race too, I guess. This federal judge found that there was a gang called the Linwood Vikings, and I think many millions of dollars were paid out to cover a series of incidents, beatings, shootings. Again, Paul Tanaka was not even fired. He rose eventually to be under sheriff, and now he's in federal prison. In the main LA County jail, the men's jail, the floors are, numbered, and there's a police gang called the 3000 Boys. Inmates and others had complained about it on the 3000 block, that they just ran roughshod with impunity. It was always kind of covered up, but recently, I think a couple years ago at a Christmas party, several LA sheriffs who were part of the 3000 Boys beat up some other sheriffs. They punched a female sheriff in the face, so there's almost like gang warfare between the police gangs. I don't know what that was all about. So they were kind of forced to admit that there had been a 3000 Boys, and one former high-ranking officer at the LA County Jail admitted that the 3000 Boys would hold up 3 fingers as a sign of their membership, and to be able to do that or to get inked with certain tattoos that they wore, you had to have broken bones of inmates while in the county jail. So I guess it was a sport to them. Part 2 of this exploration of gangs or cliques within law enforcement here in Los Angeles County, we're going to go down to Compton, where there seems to be a particularly violent group of officers who were shooting people just so they could get tattoos.